Well, good morning, everybody. So, today I just want to make a quick announcement. There seems to be a lot of messages coming through, and I want to share them with you. Now, keep in mind, guys, for those of you that may join the stream a little bit later, I will be on a little bit later today. I will be going on camera, but this morning I felt like this needed to get out before I start my day. So, when I came on here the last time, I was talking to you guys about the spiritual warfare that we're currently going through and how some of us are dealing with the awakening process and some of the physical symptoms and spiritual symptoms to look out for. And one thing in particular that came through was not only panic attacks, depression, and things concerning the mental that I touched on a bit. There were also some other things where I dabble in the unseen. And recently I've been noticing that a lot of psychic attack has been projected. A lot of people are really out here doing dark magic. A lot of manipulative people, a lot of con artists. And I'm seeing more and more of this just surrounding me. So whether it's, trying to get close to you, to be your friend, to get information, to get your money, to whatever the case is, whatever their hidden agenda is. And right now, more than ever, I feel like we need to keep our eyes peeled because even people that we have known for years, some of us that are awakening especially are just coming to the realization that they're either dealing with a narcissist, a malignant narcissist, and so on and so forth. So when we start to identify these types of relationships and dynamics with certain people, we realize that we can go all the way back to childhood to trace it back. And once we start to go within, we've talked a lot about that recently, needing to go within, needing to take that time of solitude for introspection, in order to be able to heal yourself from these types of traumas and dealing with these types of people, malignant narcissists and covert narcissists, especially as well. And I feel like there's just a lot of pushback right now, more than ever, from these types of, cluster B personality disordered people, and just people that are even in the spiritual community, people that will do hexes, curses, people that will get down and dirty and have no problem with it. People that like to pit other people against each other, spread lies and play both sides of a situation. I'm seeing a lot more of that. I'm seeing a lot more of that within the family, especially. And you'd think that these people that, you've either known for years or, these old friends, people that you may have spent a big portion of your life with, you start to see that you don't really know these people at all. And while you're listening to them spout off about whatever's going on in their lives, you have to do your research and you have to go within to be able to identify what you're dealing with and to figure out how to heal from that. Because I'm noticing a lot more visions concerning people doing black magic. Black magic is not necessarily bad as a whole. There are many different ways to use dark matter, which is all around us. But I'm talking about the intentionally malicious, harmful, smile in your face, wanting to stab you in the back, in the same instant type of energy. So watch out for that, you guys. I do suggest doing spiritual baths. I suggest getting out as much as possible. Lately, it's been really rainy where I am. But if you can do anything physical with the body, meditation, good morning. Hope you guys are doing well. Keep in mind these messages are for the collective, but anything that you guys can do to, work it out within yourself, such as going out, like I said, doing yoga, working out, taking a walk, getting creative, doing something that you need to do, because this is a time to arm ourselves. And I don't mean physically necessarily. I mean, in some cases, maybe, but more spiritually than anything else. We need to arm ourselves. And of course, I know that we're going through Mercury retrograde. So obviously, we can expect a lot of issues concerning trying to move forward, whether that's moving away physically, whether that's trying to communicate with, yourself, um, dealing with the regressions of other people's communication style. And of course, we're dealing with either people coming back or maybe somehow we end up going back. And we may wonder why we do this. And this is normal when dealing with narcissism. But once we realize the pattern within ourselves and within those around us, we can identify how to maneuver around it. But that takes going within. And I'm noticing a lot more. A lot more gaslighting is happening. A lot more projection is happening. I'm seeing a lot of people just outright, deny whatever it is that they're presented with, or if they're called out on something, they'll outright deny it, knowing damn well that there's evidence or that there's proof to back up what we're talking about. There are people that are literally loving putting other people in the middle of their orchestrated little game, their little mind games, or, I also see that there is a lot more blame shifting. I'm noticing that there's a lot more trying to hoover or love bomb just to get back to the vicious cycle. I'm seeing parents coming back if we haven't talked to them in a while. And some of us are realizing that a lot of people just really need to stay gone. And until you realize that it's not necessarily your fault for having, fallen for the bullshit and wanting to believe in the best in people, it's simply just coming to terms with the fact and coming to the terms of accepting the fact that there are people that will literally try to, praise you, flatter you, people that will try to kiss your ass and rub it and tell you that it's pretty, but then turn around and go behind you, or maybe even simultaneously, unbeknownst to us, they're silently wishing for our downfall. They're silently envious at our talents, at our abilities, at our gifts. They're threatened by the fact that to the light workers out there, such as myself, for me, I have a plethora of things. I'm not just an empath. So for those of you who may also have the ability of being a medium, such as myself, being clairvoyant, clairaudient, clairsentient, dealing with telekinesis, telepathy, astral projection, things of these nature. All of us who deal with these abilities, these can be sensed, especially by people with cluster B personality disorders. They can sense it and they target that. And this is where the blame shifting, gaslighting, and all this, the smear campaign and trying to get your attention and trying to get you to react and trying to make you feel sorry for them all the time. They have to play the professional victim. They have to, get you to believe the role that they're playing, or get you to not see through the mask that we already see through. But I need you to understand that now more than ever, especially to the light workers and those with these developing gifts, be very wary of these people that try to gaslight you and try to make you feel bad for what it is that you're doing. They try to tell you what you should and shouldn't do. They're very judgmental. They're hypocritical. And they feel like they have the answers for the world, but their own lives are just shit. And so they have to distract themselves with trying to make other people feel like shit, because it's a tactic called leveling. A lot of people are delving into the petty games of leveling. So they see that when we're trying to rise above where we've come from, when they see that we're trying to be better, do better, when they see that we are doing better, they feel like they have to compare themselves. They feel inadequate in comparison, which is not necessarily any fault of our own. This is just us enjoying our work, or, maybe it's something creative, or maybe it's something about your personality. Maybe it's something about your intellect, whatever it is, or your ability to nurture and love. A lot of envy is going to start coming out, and a lot of leveling is going to be done because of that envy. So when they're feeling less than or inadequate, they're going to try to shoot you down or to triangulate you in some way, in order for you to feel as low as they do. But it will be done under the guise of friendliness, of wanting to reach out, of saying, hey, I miss you, or hey, whatever. To the people that come back that have stabbed us in the back, just to wrap this up for you guys, keep in mind that if it's happened before, it'll happen again. And I've seen this pattern time and time again. We tend to blame ourselves for that. We tend to, to feel stupid, because we fell for the games. But we're not stupid, and we need to keep our eyes peeled, you guys. Thank you so much for the likes. I'm not going to be on too much longer, you guys. Just keep in mind, once again, to those that have just joined, I will be going live later. I will be doing a traditional collective reading. To those of you that have been contacting me, I've had a few of you emailing me, asking about private readings. Yes, I am still doing private readings. All of the contact information that you will need will be in the description box below. But right now, that should be some time later in the afternoon, by the way. So right now, I just wanted to leave you guys with this message to keep your eyes peeled. If you guys need to do spiritual baths, if you need my help with spiritual baths, I do also do spiritual bath kits as well. I will be sharing my Etsy shop with you guys a little later today as well. That way I have another way for you guys to be able to purchase my content. But other than that, you guys, just stay vigilant, stay focused, find ways to redirect your mind. When you feel like you're getting trapped in your mind too much, you feel like, it's becoming a little bit obsessive with, thinking about what happened, we feel like how things should be, or how things are, or whatever it is that you're going in circles about mentally and emotionally. I want you guys to try to at least give yourself about 10 minutes to practice a visualization technique where you say my chant, return negative energy back to sender 100-fold. And while you try to chant that, I want you guys to focus on putting out the black energy that people project onto you. I want you to visualize it coming out of yourself from all angles of yourself and going back out to sender 100-fold, and you do it 100 times. Visualizing that. And also with viewing good things coming your way, which is all about what my reversal spell does in the first place, is imagining a red light, or the color red, coming to you and focusing on connecting to the divine. So seeing this white light coming from the top of your head all the way up into as far as you can go. And try to focus on that 100 times as well. So you can replenish yourself with the good that people try to take, or people try to emulate. I notice a lot of people will try to be like you, or try to get what you have, or maybe, there could even be people that have a lot of things or appear as though they have a lot, but they still want something from you. So keep in mind that that's what drains our energy. That's why some of us may be feeling more tired, more than usual, feeling distracted, feeling uninspired. But just to wrap this up, going back to what we need to do to replenish ourselves, self-care is very important and is key in helping us along this healing process, as well as along the awakening process. Okay. A lot of people are choosing not to be awake. A lot of people are literally dealing with cognitive dissonance where you tell them something logical and it goes against their delusions and illusions. It goes against their game. And so their brain will literally reject what it is that you are saying. Guys, and keep in mind as well, yeah, especially with this Mercury retrograde, when they do come back, it's not if, it's when. When they do come back, or if we allow people to come back in, if we see ourselves reaching back out to, certain people that may have done us wrong in the past, betrayed us in the past, have tried to one up us in the past, just be careful and keep in mind that we don't need to take it personally. They've been doing this to everyone way before they got to us. And we just need to find ways to love ourselves and to put our foot down and to finally say no to the abuser and realize that the abuser can never change because they are literally brain damaged. This is not to be rude or facetious by stating that. I'm just stating scientific fact. The brain is underdeveloped. Their frontal lobe is fucked. It's not developed. Something has happened, and it's definitely not personal. It's definitely not us if we have been victimized. But remember, I know a lot of professional victims, and most of those people are narcissists, but keep in mind, you guys, the good thing about us is that our brain is developed. The good thing about us is that we still have the ability to feel love. We still have the ability to heal. We still have the ability to say that we withstood whatever they tried to do to break us down and to bring us down, and we survived, and we're going to continue to survive. And as long as we realize that self-love, self-care, and focusing on what's best for us, no matter whose feelings we may unintentionally have to hurt by saying no, do it. Because the more we ignore ourselves and say yes to someone or something that we really deep down don't want to say yes to, or maybe we're entertaining people that we know that we really can't trust, that have proven that they are not trustworthy and not, they don't have our best interests at heart, just keep in mind, if it's artificial, it ain't beneficial. And if it's not beneficial, it's artificial. It goes both ways. Don't let anybody make you feel bad for having to say no. Don't let anybody manipulate you into changing your mind. Don't let anybody make you feel like you're at fault for feeling the way that you do just because they don't have the empathy chip. And you can't grow an empathy chip. You can't teach someone an empathy chip. So, don't let anybody make you feel bad for feeling the way that you do, but just go inward more so and wait for me to come back on later, you guys. All right. So I hope you guys have a good morning. Stay tuned. Catch me sometime between, I don't know, just stay tuned in the late afternoon, and we'll be doing a reading for the collective to see what we have to look forward to for the weekend. Okay. All right, you guys. So until next time, or until later, rather, stay blessed, not stressed. Peace and love.